Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be making a video I've been wanting to make for weeks. Even before I moved, I've been wanting to make this since I saw Gayle doing this on her channel quite a while ago, and I'm sure you probably all saw the video. But first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry it's gonna be uploaded a day later than I wanted. I know I normally upload on a Monday. And of course, you know, things overtook us at the weekend, and I was going to make the video yesterday, which was Sunday, ready for going up today. But then the girls invited us to join them for brunch. And what could we do? We had a lovely brunch with them in the town where they live, and then we went to a garden centre and bought some Christmas decorations, and somehow the day just got away from us. So I thought, right, tomorrow morning I'm going to sit and do that video, and it'll just have to go up a day late, which is fine, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll all forgive me for enjoying spending time with my family instead of being in my craft room. But I've been looking forward to doing this, and actually today's the perfect day. I am sitting looking out onto a snow vista. It's amazing. Everywhere is white. It's the first time we've had snow in December for years, I think. I certainly don't remember seeing anything quite so pretty looking out of my window for many years. So yeah, it's quite exciting to have snow so close to Christmas. Of course, it will all have gone by Christmas because it always warms up at Christmas itself. But we haven't had such cold weather in December, I don't think, for years. I mean, it's been really cold here since the beginning of December. Minus temperatures every day, frost waking up. It's been waking up to a white garden every day, but not quite as white as it is today. It's really pretty. Anyway, I shall move on. What I'm going to do is I'm using this piece of scrapbook paper. It's quite a nice thick one, but it's not one I'm ever going to use. Even when I was scrapbooking, it was way too pink and too yellow for me. It was never the colours that I would have used, even when I was still scrapbooking. So it's nice to find a use for it. And I'm going to start off by gessoing it. Ultimately, this is going to be made into a journal cover for next year's Christmas journal. That's the plan. And I've been inspired. I'll tell you what, I'll do the gessoing first, then while it's drying I'll show you what's inspired the colour scheme and what I'm going to do. So I've got my massive pot of gesso here. I didn't realise it would be quite as big when I ordered it from Amazon, but you can't always tell when you order these things. It's about 3 times the size of the one I had before, and that lasted me ages. So it's really quite a good thing for me to be doing a bit of mixed media because I've got so much gesso to use. So there we go. I'm just going to paint across this. I want to really knock back as much as I can of the pink. I don't mind if a bit of it shows through, but I suspect by the time I've finished what I want to do, you won't see a lot of the pink. So I'm just going to slap it all across. Yeah, so it's a kind of magical world here at the moment. And it's getting very Christmassy. And another reason I've not been able to get in my craft room is we've spent the last 3 days putting Christmas decorations up. Because it's quite strange when you're in a new house. I mean, when you decorate every year and you're at home, I mean, I don't know about you, but I tend to not necessarily put everything in the same place every year, but you know where the places are that you're going to put decorations, where your surfaces are, where you're going to put things, even if it's not always the same things in the same order. But in a new house, we have to kind of think about where we're going to put things this year, because we have different rooms. We have more rooms to decorate, really, because where we had 4 bedrooms upstairs, we've now got 2 of those bedrooms downstairs, which makes them more living space and therefore needing decorating, in my mind anyway, even if they don't need as much as you'd put in the as I'd normally put in the living room. I certainly want to put something in each of our downstairs rooms. So hence buying a few more decorations. I haven't bought new decorations for quite a few years, really, because we haven't needed them, unless I saw something I absolutely fell in love with. But even Richard said, I think we need a few more, which is quite surprising. He's not usually the most into decorating at Christmas, although he's very good. He always puts the lights up. We've got lots of lights at the front, and we've now got some around the living room, which is rather nice. There we are. So that's just given it knocked back pretty well all the yellow and most of the pink. I don't mind a bit of pink showing through, and I'll show you why. While that's just drying, I may add a bit of, put the heat gun on it as well. Okay, so I'll just put that to one side for a moment to dry. I'll find somewhere to put it. And just move things around. Up there. So my inspiration for this, or my inspiration for the colour scheme, I mean, I wanted to do it anyway. So but I bought this last year I bought a couple of new kits really to use for this year. Because last year I think I used up a load of older kits. I just put a mixture together of papers I already had because I had so many that I hadn't really used or I still liked. But I thought I will get a new kit for next year. And of course I haven't had a chance to use it this year because I had no idea what was going to be happening. So now this is going to be for next year. So that would be 2 years ago, or 2 years ahead. And this is a kit by Angela Kerr. And it's called, I just spotted some more gesso on my hand. It's called Jolly Holidays. It's really pretty. I think I don't know whether I saw it on her channel. I think I must have seen her using it or something, and I just thought, oh, I really like that. Now normally I don't do pink at Christmas. I just don't think it's a Christmas colour. I'm very traditional. You may have noticed this with any of the journals you've seen me make. Mrs. Traditional as far as Christmas goes usually. Red, green, gold, silver, that's my colours. So this really kind of goes against the grain, but I just thought it was such a pretty kit. And the colours in it really are pinks and minty greens, really. And I just thought it was just beautiful. So, yeah, I thought, well, this year maybe next year. So there's a bit of gold in here, and there's clearly quite a lot of pink and that sort of soft green, really soft minty green is what I'm thinking. I just think it's really pretty. And yeah, there are some goldy colours in there, so I might bring in a bit of gold. I'm not quite sure at the moment. There are definitely touches of gold here and there. I was thinking silver, but actually now looking at the papers, maybe gold would be better. It's just I tend to think silver with pink and green would be a better mix. So there's these. So there's kind of different style of papers in the kit, but I think it's really pretty, and I really want to make a journal with this. Oh, upside down. So you've got the pink stocking and I can never remember what that bird's called. We don't have that bird here, but it's really lovely, very Christmassy. To me, a Christmas bird is a robin. Oh, there is a robin on the other page, isn't there? So yes, we've had the robin. He's here, and we've also got the squirrel. Oh, I have to tell you, we've been getting a squirrel in our garden, but he doesn't look like a squirrel you normally see because he's a black squirrel. And I don't know if you've heard of this, but the black squirrels are quite common in this area. I knew my eldest daughter had black squirrels in her garden. I'd never, and they said there was a colony around their area. And about the first day we were here, a black squirrel turned up in our garden, and we were thrilled to bits because we didn't think they came out as far as this. I know we're not very far from them, but it's a bit further away than I expected a black squirrel to pop up, and he's a regular visitor in our garden now. We've called him Sooty, and he's adorable. I did take a picture of him when I first saw him. I'll have to try and take some more because he's been on our bird feeder, although we have been getting plenty of birds in there as well. It's been lovely to see the birds. We've seen birds on this bird feeder that we never used to get in our old house. We've got great tits and blue tits. We have got a robin. A robin always turns up, doesn't it, everywhere? And so we're hoping for some more in the summer. There's going to be quite a lot of activity out there, I think. But having a black squirrel is really exciting, and I adore squirrels. So, yeah, I have to paint them black, won't I? Perhaps not. Right, and there's just one more page. And there are lots of backing pages, and I have backed all of these papers. So this one's like a script. And then there's this green dot. And there's a floral, really pretty floral, and a pink spot. And I think there's a bright pink spot as well somewhere. Because you can see there's quite a bright pink spot on some of the papers at the front. And I have got one of the papers at least I think has got the brighter pink spot on the back. Yes, this one got the bright pink spot. So yeah, quite pink and green are the colours, and I just think it's really pretty. Not necessarily the most Christmassy perhaps in my mind, but I think I'm going to embrace the pink in this on this journal, and I thought I'd also add to it. I've got this 8x8 Stamperia paper pad. I wanted to get the 12x12, but they weren't available, so I thought, well, I'll go with the pink one. I can use it for making ephemera pieces and things. And this is Pink Christmas. I've always avoided buying this one, although it's so pretty, just because it's pink and I don't do Pink Christmas. But this year, or next year it will be, I am going to do it. So, yeah, squirrel. So there's quite similar motifs in this, actually. It's a little on the floral side for me for Christmas, but you've got the deer, pretty colours, and got a robin here and the squirrel. So you've got some nice images. Bit of Santa on with his reindeer on the sleigh. Just the sleigh's a bit pink, which oh well. I can accept it just this once, having pink. It's actually pink and quite a bit of turquoise, really, rather than green. But it is quite very pretty. That doesn't look terribly Christmassy to me, but, well, there you go. There are some Christmassy bits, so I can certainly make use of it. And there's some nice fussy cuts at the back. So I'm going to use bits of that. But there's lots of nice ephemera as well with the Angela Kerr kit, so I'll be using some of that. I haven't put the rest of the papers to make it up yet. I've got quite a lot of papers in the kit, but I've got to pick out probably some avocado dyed paper I've got some green dyed papers, so I can pick out some papers to go with it, and other bits and pieces, but that's for another day. I just wanted to show you what I was going to be using. So I'll just put that aside. Right, let's see how if this is dried at all. Actually, it does dry quite quickly, the gesso. That's not too bad at all. Now, the other thing I bought recently, specifically for this, is a big snowflake stencil. How appropriate is that for today as well? It came in a pack of 3. So there's this really big one. This must be, I don't know, 11 by probably 14, I think, this piece. And then you get 2 smaller ones. So you've got this one, which is probably 5, but I'm guessing 6 by 8. I reckon that's a 6 by 8. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going by where it fits on the 12 by 12 paper. So it might even be a bit wider than 6, actually. 7 by 7. That could be 7 by 10. Anyway, I'm not going to measure. And then there's a little one that looks like an A5 size. But I think I'll do. I think the big one works best on the cover, and I could use the others inside the journal for some of the plainer pages, couldn't I? So yeah, and I mean, this does cover. I'm going to look that way up because I don't really want this bit. It does cover most of the page, so I'll only have to do another extra strip down there. So this is what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to modelling paste. I haven't used modelling paste for ages, so I'm hoping it'll work out okay. I ought to wash this out. I'm just going to go and wash. I really ought to do something with this actually, because I don't want to waste it. I'll be right back. I'm just going to stick some gesso on another piece of paper, just to use up the last of this. So I'll be right back. Right, so I've used up the last of my gesso just on another sheet in case I want to use that, or in case this one goes horribly wrong and then I'll have to start again, which is very possible. So I'm going to try doing something a little bit risky in that I'm going to use mostly white modelling paste because I'm going to spray it afterwards. I expect you've seen Gayle's video where she did this, where she did some stenciling with modelling paste and then she sprayed the colours over the top. But I also want to instill a bit of gold, and I haven't got a gold sprayer. Well, I did have an old gold one by Heidi Swap, but it really doesn't work anymore. So I thought what I might try and do is just here and there on some of these smaller shapes, I've got some gold Heidi Swap modelling paste. So I thought I might just do just a few gold ones first and then do the rest in white. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm a bit worried I'm going to smudge it while I'm doing the second lot, but I'm going to give it a go. Just because if you don't try things, they'll never work out, will they? You'll never know if they're going to. And as I say, if it's a disaster, I've got another sheet ready to go. Right, so, oops, just knocking over my other one. So I've got this Heidi Swap. I might just put a little blob on my mat. And try not to smudge it as I go. So wish me luck. I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to try, because this is so long, I've had to put it's sort of almost making it difficult for me to reach this top area, but I hope you can see it. I think it's in frame. If it's not, I do apologise. It's not always easy to get the whole of these things into frame, and I'm not very good at doing this kind of thing. So I'm just going to do a few intermittent, just try not to use too much modelling paste to make it too This is Art Basics modelling paste. And these ones don't go as dry. I've got some in a pot and it's just dried up completely. But these tube ones, I think I can't remember if I bought it or got it in a kit. But it does seem to last better. Oh, there's a big blob there. Okay. Let's see how we get on with this. Just checking if I'm still in frame. Pretty much, yeah, you could see most of that. Okay, let's just start from this corner and work my way across. Now I'm going to clean up my stencil. I'm going to peel this off and hope it's okay. Just been going for it, but I don't know how it's going to look, so I'm going to very carefully peel this off and then I can clean the stencil, so I've still got this strip to do. So let's just fingers crossed, it's all come through okay. Ooh. Actually, that's not bad at all, considering I'm so rubbish at this most of the time. Actually, I'm reasonably happy with that. Looks like some pink, the bright pink has shown through some of the areas. I'm not quite sure whether it seems to have lifted somehow the gesso in some way. But we might be able to disguise that. Anyway, I need to give this a clean before give the stencil a clean. So I'll be right back. Right, so now I'm going to do this last strip that I didn't get to do. You know, the stencil didn't reach. I'm just trying to decide where to position the stencil to get the maximum benefit, and I'm thinking I might do this one gold up here, maybe one of this one gold, just to get a bit of gold on this side as well. So I'm going to start with that. I was a bit worried the gold, because it had been done a bit longer, been on the stencil a bit longer, it wouldn't come off, but it did, so I'm happy with that. Just going to pull out my mat a little bit further so I can put the gold paste on the mat. Let's just move this over again. So I'm just going to, have that about there. Yeah, like that. So we'll just put a little dollop of the modelling paste on the mat. And then let's get going again. Let's pull this off and see how it looks. Okay, yeah, I'm pleased with that. Right, I'm going to clean off my stencil and then I'll be back. Right, so I've dried the page as best I can, and I've decided I want to try and reapply a few spots of gesso here and there, where you can see for some reason the bright pink has shown through, and it's just a bit too much, and there's a few spots here where the yellow has come through. I don't know whether the gesso has reacted with the modelling paste or quite what, but I just want to see if I can touch up some of these places with my gesso. So I'm going to give that a go. I'll be very careful. Right, so I got rid of, I think, most of the really bright areas where the pink and the yellow bits come through, if you can see. But now I'm thinking, I know I'm making life difficult for myself, but I'm thinking there are a few quite big gaps between some of the snowflakes, because they're a bit spread out. So I thought, well, why not use the little tiny snowflakes from the smaller sheet just to fill in some of the gaps. So I've got some really quite pretty small ones, and I thought I might just dot a few more about him where it looks like there's a bit of a gap. So that's what I'm going to do. I might be completely mad, probably am, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm just going to put, I feel like there's a bit of gold needed over this area. So I just want to do, oh no, that's not the gold, that's the wrong one. I'm going to do a little bit of gold in a couple of places. And then I'll just have to find a few white ones as well. I don't want to get too much out because I don't need very much. The problem with it's very nice to use a tube because it's easy to get it out, but it's also hard. You can't put it back in again if you get too much out, so to be a bit careful. Right, so what snowflake do I want there? Where was I going to put it? It's got to be a really small one, I think. Just in that spot there. Right, so I'm happy that this is all dry now. Have a bit of lunch to warm myself up because I got a bit chilly. I'm wearing my onesie and I got all hot when I first started crafting, and then I cooled off again, so onesie sleeves are back on. And it's really, really cosy. Oh, and my onesie pattern matches. It's actually got snowflakes on it. It matches my page. That's by the way. Right, so my next thing now is to start doing some spraying, and this is where I always struggle a bit, but we're going to give it a go. And I've got a whole selection here, but they're all either minty colours or pinks. So some of these are, I used to belong to the Hip Kit Club, which is a scrapbooking club, but they also used to do a mixed media subscription as well, and every now and again I'd buy that monthly selection of mixed media items. And so I got a few from, they always used to do shimmers sprays. So this is a Vibes, it's called Sweetheart, which is a really pretty pink, which I think will go really nicely. And then I've got a deeper pink here, and this is a Spritz. So this is I don't know the difference between what they all are. This is called Vibes. They're all by Shimmers, and this is also by Shimmers, but it's a Spritz, and it's ruby, so it's a deeper colour. So I might just do that for the odd little highlight, because there is a deeper pink in the kit, the Angela Kerr kit. And then I've got this, I think it's one of the first I ever bought. It's a Mr. Huey's Colour Mist in a seafoam, which is a sort of minty green. I may have to use that as, I may have to do splatters of that, because I think this spray doesn't work anymore. I couldn't make it come out, but I can get the top off and hopefully just splatter it about. And then maybe I'll use some water to spread it a bit. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Then I've got a couple of Heidi Swap Colour Shine bottles here. This one is pink, and I've also got what's this one? Can't see it. Sweet Mint, this one is. So hopefully these will be quite a nice ones to finish with, because they should have a little bit of sparkle in them, not very much. They colour shine, so they have a little shine in them, but we will see how this goes. I think I'm going to start with this one. Let's give it a little mix up. and see how it comes out. Just going to give it a try. Oh, it's quite intense. I might not even need the other one. This is going to be strong enough, I think. Okay. I might just go over with a bit of water just to make it spread a little bit more. And get the water spray to work. And then just try and see if I can get some more. I might put some more water all over it actually, then the next lots might just spread more readily. I think I might try to do a few splatters of this and see if that spreads out a little bit. This is the Mr. Huey's. Right, I'm going to get this on me now. Be careful. I don't think there's a lot in here. I might come back and do a bit more of that at the end. Let's try spraying it a bit. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of spread now. Just angling it right. I'm not sure where the nozzle's going. It's not very easy to squirt this bottle. Let's try turning it around a little bit. Right, okay. Getting there, beginning to get some colour going. And I think I'm going to try a Heidi swap. And another dimension of pink. If I can get it to squirt. There we go, it comes. Alright, that's quite nice, I like that. I'm going to try and dry this a bit before I add any more green, because I'm going to end up having those colours combine and I'll end up with something I don't want. So I will dry this and then come back and try using the other Heidi swap and see how that. Right, it's it's reasonably dry. It's stopped running, so I'm going to give this one a try now. It was beginning to go a little bit purpley down here. I didn't want that. I didn't want the two colours to mix. I should have let the pink dry before I added any of the green, but I'm going to, hopefully this time it's dry enough to add it on top. I'm going to try and add it in areas that I haven't got much yet. So here we go. Let's give it a try. This is inclined to sort of squirt in rather weird directions. Oops. Oh, it's really intense. Okay, I'm going to just wipe this off before I make a right mess. And then I'm going to just try spraying some water to get it to spread a little bit. It's a gorgeous colour. I'm having a bit of trouble with my water spray. Bear with, I'm going to go and get a different spray. Hopefully that'll... Right, let's try this one. It's a much bigger bottle, this one. Hopefully it'll give me a bit of spray. It's got to pump it a bit, I think. Yeah, here we go. Oh, that's quite a lot of green now. I need it to run over to this side a little bit. Whoop. Let's see if we can get that to run. And I might blot it a bit as well. It's quite intense, this ID swap. You're never quite sure how they're going to come out. I've got more than I actually wanted now. So I'm just going to blot it a bit. Ugh. Let's get rid of a little bit more of it, I think. Spread it out. And then blot it. I'll probably go over with a little bit more pink afterwards, hopefully when this is dried. Really, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just playing and having fun. I don't do mixed media very often, and you can probably tell why. All the stuff, I just don't use it very often because I don't always find it very easy to make, to make some of these things work, and I don't always have the results I want. But getting there, I just think maybe I need to ease back on this on this Heidi swap. Well, I think I need to let that dry, and then we'll do a bit more pink, and then hopefully that'll be enough. So let's just give that. I'm just going to go over it again with my heat gun, and then perhaps just prick out some more pink. Okay, so I'm going to have another go with my Heidi Swap rose or pink over this area because I think it needs it now. And then we'll see where we go. Getting some drips now. That's okay. I can just blot that a little, and that one. That's better, I think. I want the overall colour to be pink, just with some bits of green in as well. I might even do some gold splatters. A bit more pink there. Ooh, that's coming out a bit splotchy. That's okay. It's not quite as mad as the green, is it? And I can just gently blot that, and it should just calm it down like that. Okay. Well, I've got the two colours that I was looking for. I actually quite like that now. I'm a bit tentative, I don't know if it's quite... This is a bit of a mess down here, that's the only problem. I'm not sure about this bit. Maybe I just need a little more pink down here. Maybe I'll try the other one, the little one. Just on that little spot. Come on, little vibes. Don't let me down. Just wipe the nozzle just in case. Oh, ooh. That's gone too much. I only wanted a little bit. Okay. That's good. Okay, we got that. Right, I think that's probably enough. I'm just so I think I can. Oh, there's a little bit of a dampness there. I'm just going to dry that, and I'll be all right back. Okay, so now I want to do some gold splatters just about the place, and see if that just lifts it a little bit more. There are some areas of the green that I think are a little bit bold, but obviously I'm going to have to cut this down to make my journal cover, so I might be able to cut, get rid of some of the bits that I'm not so happy with, depending on where I cut it. I seem to have got it. Okay, I've got a little tube of this Van Gogh gold. This is the one that I've seen Barbara using a lot. So, but I've got a different one. I've got the gold. She uses the dark gold. Mine is just don't even know. It's so screwed. It's so squeezed. I can't tell what colour it is. But it is the. I think it's a lighter gold. It's more of the classic gold, I suppose. It's not the dark gold that she uses. Just going to pop that on there for a second, and then I'm just going to squirt it with my water bottle. And I'll go with this. My little splatter brush that I've hardly ever used. But I'm going to give it a go now. Let's see how it comes out. I'm wondering if I need to do some white splatters as well. Feels like every time I think I'm finished, I'm not. If I just sort of tap it, I'll get some little touches of gold. I know, I'm just being silly and playing. But why not? Just trying different things. And just getting some touches of gold all around the place. Okay, I wonder about some splashes of gesso. Is that going to be complete madness? I'm just going to try it, because why not? Got bits of gold. I've got to just be a bit careful not to overdo it. That's always a danger. Okay. And water that down a little. See about some bits of white, how that will look. Yes, I'm beginning to get it on me now, so I'm going to have to be careful. Quite like that. Just some bits of white. Okay, moving away from the table a little bit as I get down to the bottom bit. I'm in danger of splattering myself completely, which would be a bit of a shame. Okay, I think I better stop. Oh, I'm having fun. That's what it's all about. Okay, I really don't know how this is going to look as a journal cover. I think it'll be okay. I'm just going to have to let this dry now, because I'll have to think about. There's an area here I'm not entirely happy with. I might add just a touch more. Should I add more pink? I might do, just because I don't really like how dark that's got, that blue. Alright. Just watch it gently. Don't know if I'm ruining it, but I didn't like it much before, how it was before, so I guess I can't make it too much worse. Okay. I think I need to leave well alone now. Go away. I'm going to have a cup of tea and a mince pie. And I'll leave this now and make this vid at the end of the video for today, just because I think it's gone on probably quite a long time. And I'll come back in the next video and we'll see how it looks and cut it down into journal shape and try and make it into the journal. I want to put another piece of scrapbook paper on the other side. I have picked out a few to choose from, and we'll try and make the journal cover. Do a bit of sewing, generally get it finished, and maybe even sew in the signatures, or at least put the signatures together. The signature, it's only going to be a single signature, I think. Alright, so thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this isn't been too much of a disaster, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.